books. And almost 100 years later, the facts of what exactly happened that day are still people didn't talk about. Something terrible happened here. And for decades, people didn't talk about it.
I was an adult before I ever heard about it. It was something that was hidden.
This entire historic community was obliterated.
Bodies dumped in rivers, bodies dumped in mass graves. It was an absolute massacre.
This story isn't one you'll find in most history books. And almost 100 years later, the facts of what exactly happened that day are still unraveling.
So we're driving in what's known as Black Wall Street. It's where one of the nation's worst episodes of racial violence took place.
In 1921, a neighborhood in Tulsa, Oklahoma called the Greenwood District was a bustling community of Black-owned businesses. Tulsa locals know that period of Greenwood's history as a kind of golden age.
If you can imagine just an old-time downtown, things like movie theaters, pharmacies, hair salons, and so forth.
They called it Black Wall Street.
It was a mecca. It was a huge success.
But Black Wall Street was also an anomaly. It thrived at a time when the KKK was incredibly active in Oklahoma, and the nation had just been through the Red Summer of 1919, when white mobs murdered Black people in dozens of incidents across the U.S.
There needed to be a sort of match or an igniter tossed on these embers. And that trigger event was an incident that involved two teenagers, Dick Rowland, 19-year-old Black boy who shined shoes downtown, Sarah Page, 17-year-old white girl who ran an elevator in a downtown building called the Drexel Building. He went to the building, boarded the elevator, something happened, and Sarah Page began to scream. They both ran out of the elevator.
Now, we don't know exactly what happened in this elevator, but a day later, Rowland was arrested and taken to the courthouse. The local newspaper ran an article claiming Rowland had assaulted Page. Even though Page refused to press charges, the article was essentially a call to action for whites.
A large white mob began to gather on the lawn of the courthouse. Dick Rowland was in jail on the top floor. A number of Black men, several dozen, marched down to the courthouse to protect him, some of them armed. There was a struggle between one of the Black men in the small group and one of the white men in the larger group, and things sort of went south from that point.
Hundreds of white people descended upon Black Wall Street, armed. Black residents withdrew behind the railroad tracks that marked off the Greenwood District. Some of them were armed and fought back, but they were outnumbered by the white mob, which shot their way through. The white mob murdered, they looted, and they set fire to Black Wall Street.
This was the strategy, if you will, of how to deal with these communities, with these successful Black communities. The effects were disastrous.
For 2 days, the Greenwood District burned. Martial law was declared, and the National Guard was brought in. By the time the massacre ended, Greenwood was in ruins. More than 1,200 homes were destroyed, and 35 blocks burned. The exact number of casualties is harder to pin down. Some initially only reported that white people died. Others reported somewhere between 30 and 100 mostly Black casualties. But estimates now put that number closer to 300. As for those that survived, thousands of them lived in tent cities in the months that followed, and were left to pick up the pieces of rubble they once called home. After the massacre, the cover-up started. Records went missing from city files, including the very article that started it all. It makes photos from this time all the more important as part of the historical record, but back in 1921, these images served a very different purpose.
So photo postcards like these were pretty widely distributed after the massacre.
At the time, they were a part of white supremacist culture and kept as souvenirs of racially charged crimes.
Now they're preserved to make sure this part of Tulsa's history isn't forgotten, and they paint a clear picture of how much destruction there was that day. On the postcards, it's called the Tulsa Race Riot, a name that itself sort of erases what really happened.
By calling it a riot, it's a way of trying to rewrite the history, assuming that there were both sides at fault, and that was not the case. I call it a massacre, and I call it that because that's what it was.
Greenwood eventually rebuilt, but nearly a century later, there's a part of this story that still haunts the city. No one actually knows where the victims' bodies are.
We got to find our people. We got to put them at rest. If not, we'll continue to be haunted by what was done so many years ago.
Kevin Ross, a local writer, is one of many in Tulsa descended from people who lost everything in the massacre.
So in this cemetery, there are only 2 official victims of the Tulsa Race Massacre. Right. How many victims do you think there are?
After all these years, I think 300 is putting it mild.
In 1997, the city finally put together a commission to study the massacre and help piece together what happened in 1921. They compiled records and eyewitness accounts.
The bullets were just raining down over us.
They set our house on fire and went right straight to the curtains and set the curtains on fire.
These accounts are especially important now because none of these survivors are alive anymore. And they also provided new information. Some mentioned trucks, like this one, loaded with victims of the riot. One riot witness in particular came forth testifying that he saw bodies being dumped in Oaklawn Cemetery.
This is it. This is the area.
Using the survivor accounts, records, and eventually radar, the city was able to pinpoint 3 locations with anomalies in the soil. Only one step was left: to excavate. But it was something the city at the time wasn't up for doing. For many Tulsans, it was a part of history best forgotten and not worth investigating. In some ways, today, that sentiment remains.
Kind of waste of money.
Why do you think that?
It's over, it's done with.
But there are clear signs of a city that's ready to come to terms with a dark chapter in its history.
Honestly, that's a lot of missing people that probably had families.
We owe it to the people whose blood has actually fertilized the grounds of this place.
There was a tremendous amount of racism.
Injustice plus time does not equal justice.
Today, a new mayor is reopening the investigation.
I think a pretty basic compact that a city makes with its citizens is, if somebody murders you, we will do everything we can to find out what happened to you and give your family closure. And whether you were murdered yesterday or you were murdered 98 years ago.
The city will be looking into the 3 areas that the commission noted. That process of finding out what lies beneath Tulsa and DNA matching any remains with descendants could take years. The investigation is just one part of a bigger historical reckoning, but the reality is it can't undo the crimes or the cover-up of the 1921 Tulsa Race Massacre.
This story is the greatest conspiracy of silence that I've ever seen in history.
Thanks for watching. If you haven't already heard, we've launched a paid membership program called the Video Lab. For a monthly fee, subscribers get access to tons of special features. Becoming a
Obliterated.
Bodies dumped in rivers, bodies dumped in mass.
Before I ever heard.
Some
All right. Hey, Shalom. Yahweh Shem Yahushua Brakatha. Yahweh Shamar. Thaba Shem Yahushua. We are the I.S.U.P.K, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander Johanna. We are not affiliated with any other Israelite group, Muslim mosque, Blackity Black movement, Kingdom Hall Church, or none of that nonsense. We stand alone. We are not affiliated with anybody. And since 1969, when we teach the truth about this Bible, that all so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians are the real Jews. All right. Shalom, Israel. Nosotros somos la I.S.U.P.K. desde la calle 125 Harlem, Nueva York, bajo el mando el General Yohana. Si tú eres Latino, Negro, o Indio nativo, tú eres Israel. All right. So all my brothers, Hispanic, Latino brothers, man. You know what I'm saying? We are the I.S.U.P.K. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, tonight is the Wednesday night biblical law class. All right. We're teaching this class across the nation. Everywhere there is an I.S.U.P.K. building or school, you understand? Where the priests and prophets are at, we teaching classes, man. You understand? Go to www.isupk.com. You understand? Get the information you need. Find your city. Contact that camp leader, man. Get in class. We are living in the last days. You understand? We have no time to be playing around with this Christian church nonsense, Scientology, high frequency Kabbalah bullcrap. You understand? All this blackity black nonsense is over with, man. If you haven't been watching the news, you haven't been paying attention to what the hell's going on around you, I suggest you wake up, because why? Christ is about to return, man. All this nonsense we've been doing for the last hundreds of years we've been here in America, you understand, hasn't worked for our great-great-grandparents, your Uncle Charles, nobody. But this right here, under Commander Johanna, the authority of I.S.U.P.K. under the Most High, does work. You understand? Keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments does work. Understanding who you are, taking back your culture, taking back your you know what I'm saying, your traditions, man, your nationality, understanding who you are, teaching to your children. These things work, man. This Bible works. And that's what we do here in the I.S.U.P.K. We teach this whole Bible, man. The New Testament, Old Testament, the Apocrypha, all that. You understand? And we live by it. We keep the Most High God's laws, statutes, and commandments. Today is the Wednesday night law class. If you are signed in, make sure you come in, hit the thumbs up video. You know what I'm saying? Like, share, subscribe. Big shout out to everybody who's in the chat right now. Sister Arba in the building. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to Sister Arba. You know what I'm saying? Namaya, brother Reggie. What up, Reggie? You know what I'm saying? Maria, Sister Narad in the building. You know what I mean? Yeah, the usual suspects, man. Yo, like, share, subscribe. Hey, that's awesome, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's good to know the truth about who you are and what your job is on this earth, man. Who your people are. You know what I mean? So much so we think that, you know, because of the Christian church, we get confused on these things and we have questions. Well, because the I.S.U.P.K. is here, man, you don't have to have that many walk around this earth not having the answers to your questions. You can get those questions answered in here. You got any questions, type them in the chat, man. We'll do our best to answer your questions. You know what I mean? Also, too, big shout out to Commander Johanna for hosting the Lord's Only, I say only with a capital O, the Lord's Only Passover, the 55th annual Passover under Commander Johanna I.S.U.P.K. It's going to be held right here in North Carolina, man, in this year. North Carolina, last year we did it big for the Most High Christ in Raleigh. Well, this year it's going to be in Durham, man. You know, make your arrangements now. Don't wait till the last minute. You know how Israel is. Wait till the last minute of every damn thing. But right now, man, go ahead, get your garments, get your dresses, get your kids ready, save you some money, do your Ubers, Lyfts, DoorDashes, whatever you got to do, man. You know what I mean? Pay your Passover fee. You know what I'm saying? Go to www.isupk.com, right to the tithes and donation link. Pay your Passover fee, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and do this thing right, man. Let's put the same energy we put into Christmas and Easter and Halloween when we was in the world. When we used to be sinners, we put energy and time and money and effort into being good sinners. Let's be good Israelites. Let's be good saints. You know what I'm saying? Good Israelites and brothers and sisters for the Most High in Christ, and pay your Passover fee, and let's keep this Passover and do it right. Let's not drag our feet and wait till the last damn minute, because you ain't waiting for the last damn minute for that secret Santa at your office party. Right. You ain't wait for the last minute for that stinking Valentine's Day gift. Well, don't wait till the damn last minute to prepare for the Passover, man. It's a beautiful thing. If you haven't been, I'm telling you right now, the Passover, I look forward to it every year. You know what I'm saying? It's one of my favorite. It's my favorite high holy day. And on top of that, it's a chance for us to come together, man, to see all 12 tribes dwelling together like the kingdom of heaven is going to be. You always wonder why, you know what I'm saying? People say blacks, Latinos don't get along. We don't care about the Indians. No, brother. You come into this Passover, you're going to see a little glimpse of the kingdom of heaven. What it's like when the nation is unified, man. When we're unified under one law, under Christ, man. You see a little glimpse of that when you come to this Passover. So invite your mama and them. You know what I mean? They want to invite you to the damn watch night service and to these heathen weddings and all this nonsense. And what trick or trunk? Well, tell them to come to the Passover, man. Invite them. Tell them to come on, get some lamb. We'll show them the traditions, and they're more than welcome if they're an Israelite. And you ain't got to worry about that. We got this big old sign that's going to be right there at the front, like we always do. It's got the 12 tribes of Israel for the seed of your father. So if your father's from the West Indies, well, you from the tribe of Benjamin. If your daddy's a Negro named Larry or Cephas, what's some Negro names? You know what I'm saying? Like he from Alabama, Detroit. You know what I'm saying? Hey, guess what? You from the tribe of Judah, man. You so-called Latino Mexican brother, you from the tribe of Issachar. You're going to identify yourself on that chart. You better come right on in, man. Enjoy yourself. All right. If you could, brother. Also, too, I'm missing something, man. Purim's coming up. All right. We're going to be down here. The generals are coming down here in South Carolina. We're also going to have a camp speaking in Charlotte, man. Beautiful. Charlotte's a beautiful city, man. If you haven't been, you should come visit. We're going to wake our people up like we usually do because it's our responsibility to wake our people up, man, because the Christian churches failed. They ain't going to do it. They failed, man. That's why we shooting and killing each other now, eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster, celebrating these holidays. Because your Christian pastor, he didn't have the ball in his hands. He had a chance to, to run the show as a point guard, leading us to the championship. He failed, man, miserably. Right. We don't know what the hell we doing out here. You need the Lord sent us to correct this thing, man. You know what I mean? Big shout out to Commander Hannah for holding on to this truth. You know what I'm saying? Because without that, brother, we all be damn lost. If you could, brother, give me Zephaniah 2:1 when you get a chance. I had to start the class out. You was watching, man. I do this thing sometimes about renewing your hatred for the oppressor. This is the biblical law class. We'll get into some law scriptures, of course, and also too some bedrock scriptures that you might not know. You may have heard someone before, you may not have. Write them down. If you're a Christian and you go to church, take these to your youth leader, your Christian pastor, and your deacon, and your first lady with that big hat. You know what I'm saying? And break it down. Tell them to explain it to you. Compare yours with theirs, man. And let's find out who's right. You may have heard some of these scriptures. You may have not. But like I said before, this is a biblical law class, man. We're going to give you some scriptures today that help you. And we're also going to renew your hatred for the oppressor. We're living in a time now where they're trying to suppress the truth. They're trying to tell you that slavery didn't matter. Right. Trying to tell you that, just get over slavery. What about Palestine? What about Gaza? What about Hamas and Israel? Damn all that. I'm still pissed off about the lynchings in the South. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about, the oppression that continues to this day. The mass incarceration. You know what I mean? The crack cocaine. You know what I'm saying? What happened to that? All them damn lynchings that went unsolved. There's no justice from. We're going to renew your hatred, man. It's a good thing to renew your hatred for the oppressor. Sometimes hate is good, man. We don't understand what hate really is. In here, you learn that hate is to separate. If you hate broccoli, you don't touch the broccoli. That don't mean you go around uprooting every broccoli plant you see. You just separate yourself from it. Don't spend money on it. Don't even give it no time or attention. Separate yourself, man. That's what we do here to our oppressor and the rest of our enemies, these heathen nations, man. We're to separate. That's true hatred. And sometimes it's good to hate. Why? Because they deserve it. And the Bible says that it's good. It is meat. You understand? If you could, brother, go ahead.
So like, it's heavy that you said that because what we see with respect to what is it, Eric Lamont Hill talking about?
What a coon.
We can't let go of Africa.
Yeah,
and we've already refuted that. Blacks or so-called Negroes in America are not African Americans.
That's right. Man. That's right.
We shouldn't have any allegiance to Africa nor America because we're neither.
We're neither, and brother, and that's what I'm saying. Like, he's such a sellout. I know that Martin Luther King and the Divine Six. The Big Six. I know they sold us out. Look at this coon right here with internet. They didn't have internet back then in the 50s and 60s. Right. He on TV telling people, what, we Africans? Right. We can't let go of Africa. Damn Africa. Africa let go of us. Right. They sold us out. Right. They come get us from the West Indies or Americas. Since they have all this money and rich in Ghana and all this stuff, Shaka Zulu, right. Why don't y'all come get us then? It's ridiculous. Right. We're not the same people, man. You'll learn that also too in here. Lamont Hill, he's such a sellout, man. Such a disgusting, and that's why our black leaders, man, we can't trust them, man. Only leader for this nation is Commander Hannah, man. You can trust him. He bears good fruit. You can tell by his works that he's a good, upstanding devout man, one who fears the Lord and eschews evil. You understand? Who keeps the law, statutes, and commandments. You can't trust no disgusting preacher or some rapper or some damn political black leader. They're all sellouts, man. They all gonna take the money under the table and lie in your face. You know what I mean? It's nonsense in this place. Go ahead, brother, if you could, when you get that.
Come on, the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
Gather yourselves together.
That's right.
Yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
Oh, nation not desired, man. We are the nation not desired. Blacks, Latinos, Native American Indians, the 12 tribes of Israel, the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Read on.
Verse 2. Before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as the child, before the fierce anger of the Most High come upon you.
That's why we have to come together, because it's a time coming where Christ is returning. You understand? And a fierce anger of the Most High is going to be rendered on this earth, and all these lands are going to be desolate. He don't want us getting caught up in that, so we need to gather ourselves together. You understand? Now, does that mean we all need to come together like Marcus Garvey said and go to some stinking African country? No. We need to gather ourselves together under this I.S.U.P.K banner.
That's right.
You understand? So whatever country you in, find an I.S.U.P.K closest to you, man. Let's get in the same body. Bible says one body, one spirit, man. Right. There's one baptism. There's one truth. We have to gather ourselves together. We got to start preferring our brothers and sisters, man. Our Latino brothers, my West Indian brothers, man. Our Haitian brothers, our Native American Indian brothers and sisters, man. Our brothers and sisters in South America. We have to prefer each other and gather ourselves together. You understand? We living in the last days. You know, everybody else is telling us to stay apart and stay separate and hate one another. The Lord is telling us to gather ourselves together. And it's so important, man. It's important that you send your child to an HBCU. It's important that you try to get your child around the black schools. So often we get a little bit of money, and sometimes we think, well, man, they shooting, they killing, they doing all this nonsense. I'm sending my kid here. I'm gonna do this. Man, listen, man, you send your child to a predominantly white school, especially some of these Catholic private schools. You get a little bit of money. Judah and our Latino brothers love to send their kids to these Catholic schools. Man, you doing a disservice to your child. Yep. You worry about them passing the SAT. They gonna mess around and get HIV up in there. Or get molested or some nonsense. Go ahead, brother.
You worried about things getting shooting? They're gonna be shooting up.
Yeah, they're gonna be
you think about the type of drugs that the oppressor does,
man.
You know, Salakia. You know, when it comes down to certain drugs, you know, at one point in time, you just knew it was certain things that black people, Hispanic people just didn't do. Right. You know, but when it comes down to us being disillusioned with this idea of us being American citizens, we believe that we can do everything that our oppressors do. Right. So now you see us doing crystal meth. You see us, you know, snorting cocaine. Right. You know, you see us hardlining heroin and such.
Hold on. That's a good point, man. I remember being in high school, and I ain't gonna say the white dude's name, but you know, he was in my class, my art class. Right. You know, skater, long hair, used to hang out in the pit, do hacky sack and all that nonsense. He was doing shrooms. I was in the bathroom one day, and he left class, used the bathroom. And, you know, sometimes teachers be like, no, one at a time. But I legit had to go to the bathroom. Right. Last class of the day, I got practice in a minute. I'm like, I'll use the bathroom quick, get myself together. Yeah, so he had to go. He's like, nah, such and such, you know, whatever, the dude name, he in the bathroom. Go ahead, Marcel. I know you good. You ain't going. You coming back. I wasn't no. So she let me go. I get in the bathroom. He was like, oh, dude. He in there just shit. I want to take it up so long. He had a little Ziploc baggie. He had this little black little, it looked like mushroom, like little chipped off pieces of something. He was just taking them and eating them. Like, you know, hey, you want one? I said, what the hell is that? He said, shrooms, man. I said, what? He said, shrooms. You don't want shrooms? I was like, nah, I'm good, man. What the hell is that? Let me see. He showed me, held the bag up. I said, look, man, it's right here. It's shrooms, man. You take it, dissolve it, just chew it up, eat it. You used to be tripping balls. I'm like, man, I'm good, bro.
Right.
I was like, shrooms? What the hell is that?
Right.
I was like, I don't want to see no damn. He said, man, you tripping balls, man. You're gonna see all kind of stuff in here, man. Sonic the Hedgehog, you know, the gnomes in the corner. I like, man, you can keep them drugs, brother. And white boy, you get around these, you send your child to these white schools, they're gonna be tripping balls. They're gonna be doing acid and LSD and whatever the hell these white kids get these drugs from. I don't know. Weed is the least of your worries. You send your child, you know, rap music and gang violence is the least of your worries. You send your child to these schools, these white boys, you're gonna be doing coke by the time he's in 10th grade. It's ridiculous, man. They got access to their mother's pills. You know, most white women are on Xanax and wine, full bars. You know what I'm saying? Black people, we can't even get pain medication. They give you done got shot in the damn leg. They give you some Motrin. Let a white lady say, "Oh, I stubbed my toe. Here's some Roxy's and Perks." Right. You don't think them white kids is getting them grandma and mama medicine when they're not around? Yeah, that's why most of these white kids are dying of opioid addiction now. It started by taking their damn parents' medication. You trying to, you know, you hate your people so much. The Bible says for us to gather ourselves together. You hate your people so much, you want to send your child to the white school. He's going to be a dopehead, man. He's going to be a straight up dopehead. You know, man, it don't make no sense in this place. We got to wake the hell up, man, and start preferring one another. Why wouldn't you want to prefer a black woman, a Latino woman? Why wouldn't you want to prefer, you know what I'm saying, a Hispanic brother over an oppressor? It don't make any sense, man. You know what I mean? I love my people so much, man. I prefer my people. Shalom, bro. What's going on? I prefer my people, man, more than over anybody, over any nation, man. And why wouldn't you? We're the best at everything. You know, so the Lord has blessed us as a nation, man. We got to start focusing on all the good things we have and stop focusing on the bad stuff that draws us apart, man, that come together. If you could, brother, give me 1 John 2:18. Listening to these ridiculous pastors and blackity black leaders, you know, listen to your mama, listen to what Oprah thinks, listen to what Candace Owen thinks. It's ridiculous in this place, man. We're going to see what the Lord thinks. Let's crack this Bible open and find out what the Most High has to say. You know what I mean? Go ahead, brother. 18.
The book of 1 John, chapter 2, verse 18. Little children. It is the last time.
Is the what?
The last time.
That's right, man. We're the little children, man. We're the Most High's little angels. We're his children. Not that old small hat that's digging tunnels in Brooklyn, New York, like a little rat coming out the sewer like Donatello. You know what I'm saying? White folks on Twitter a couple months ago saying, man, I'm hearing Yiddish in my house, man. Everybody on Twitter telling him he crazy. You need to put the drugs down. Lo and behold, he was right. They under there doing God knows what the hell are these little hat fake imposters doing, digging tunnels under the damn ground. You know what I'm saying? They're not the little children. We're the little children. God's chosen children, his lost sheep. Read on.
And as ye have heard that Antichrist shall come.
Who shall come?
Antichrist.
Oh, I just scared the weed heads and the dreadlock cats. I just scared your mama. I just scared all the Seventh-day Adventists. They think the black pope and the what the hell they call them? What's the one that worked for the pope? It's the pope and the black something. I forget it. It's not. Some of it is garbage. But they think the Antichrist is, you know, he's gonna come and do all this. Man, listen, man. Antichrist is you against Christ. Right. The Most High says pork is bad. It's an abomination. Right. Catfish does not have fins and scales. It is unclean unto you. Crawfish is unclean unto you. Being a homosexual, Salakia, being gay, being LGBTQ IUIC, it is an abomination. It is a sin unto you. Right. That's biblical law. That's what Christ said. What does the pastor say? Love is love. You can eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. That's Antichrist. You wait for some strange being to come and start floating and doing all kind of miracles. You're looking at Antichrist now. Right. Your grandma's an Antichrist. Your pastor's an Antichrist. We waiting on what are we waiting on? These churches are waiting on some man. I heard Donald Trump was the Antichrist. Then I heard the Pope is the Antichrist. Capital THE, like, oh, the Pope is going to rear his head and he's going to speak like a dragon. And shut up. How do I know that your mama's an Antichrist and your pastor and our religious leaders Antichrist? Read on.
Even now.
Even when?
Even now.
Even now. This Bible was written 1,000 years ago, man. Even now. Go ahead.
Are there many Antichrists?
There was Antichrist then. That lets you know you ain't waiting on some figurative person. Right. These people that are on TV getting swallowed up, and your stupid rappers who want to invest in Bitcoin and weed stocks telling you that's financial freedom, and you got to get those are all Antichrist because they go against what Christ prescribed. Right. They don't keep the Most High God's law, statutes, and commandments. They're against Christ. And what did Christ do while he was on the face of this earth? Christ did everything the Most High God said to do. He was perfect. And we can be too, just like it. But if you listen to Antichrist, you will be just like them. You will hate Christ, you will hate the Most High, and you'll be a stinking sinner. Why? Because they were antichrist then. What are you waiting for some man to come from the Red Sea or from the Mediterranean, or he's going to come from the West, or he's going to come from the West, or he's going to rise up out of Europe in the Catholic Church? No, the hell he's not. They're already there. They've been molesting kids for God knows when. Who posted that video about Jehovah's Witnesses today? I.S.U.P.K did. You know what I'm saying? Showing that Jehovah's Witnesses was been having incest in their church. Antichrist. That's against the Bible. It says it in here. Like, you don't have to wait for some mystical man, some little whatever the hell Christians are waiting for. That, do me a favor. Next time you're at church or you're somewhere and you get to talking about the mark of the beast, you know that blackity black weed smoke talk, or that stupid Christian coon talk, or the Bible say Antichrist is gonna come and the devil gonna be chained to the earth 1,000 years. Ask him, man. Listen, you understand? Who's the Antichrist? You're gonna be blown away by what they say. They're not gonna say what's written right here in John, right? They're not gonna say that. Read it again.
Even now, are there many antichrists?
He said, even then, was there many antichrists? People was going against Christ and going against the Most High's message then. So you ask them now in 2024 who the Antichrist is, they're going to tell you it's the Pope or Donald Trump.
Right.
They're not going to say what was prescribed in the Bible because they don't know. And they're sinners and they're Antichrist.
That's right.
You're talking to one. They're Antichrist.
Right.
That's how prevalent they are. You understand? We like to put these titles and mysticize and Hollywood it up because you see The Exorcist, because we believe in E.T., because we believe in magic and all this nonsense. We read the Bible as if it's Harry Potter book. It's not. It's very practical.
Right.
Read on.
Whereby we know that it is the last time.
That's why he keeps saying it. He started off saying it's the last time and he ended with the last time. Why? Because we are living in the last days.
Right.
He said that then. How the hell much time do you think we have? He said that then. Man, we on damn near borrowed time.
Right.
Christ will crack that sky any day now. What the hell? You get caught with a blunt in your mouth? You crack that sky gonna crack and you're gonna be sitting in the king crab shack. That sky's gonna crack and you're gonna be sitting in some damn strip club or some Muslim mosque, or you're gonna be sitting in some Jehovah's Witness with no windows, so you can't see what they're doing in there. Some freak nastiness. You're gonna get caught in a damn temple.
Right.
Please, man, we gotta wake the hell up in this place. It's the last time, man. These are the last days. When Christ roamed the earth, he was perfect, man. Jamal Bryant talking about something. Well, you know, Jesus was 80. He was 85% of his life, and I quote, he was out of order. Remember Jamal Bryant said that? He's he's an Antichrist.
Right.
Jamal Bryant's Antichrist. You ain't gotta wait for the Pope or some dragon. Your grandma's Antichrist. Just know that. You understand? It's ridiculous in this place, man. But like I said, it's so good for us, to renew our hatred, man.
Right.
And when I say renew your hatred, meaning sometimes you get real comfortable. America make you comfortable.
Right.
The Dallas Cowboys just lost. The Eagles just lost. Valentine's Day coming around the corner. Tax time is coming.
Right.
The Super Bowl's coming.
Right.
You understand? It's all this juiciness to look forward to. It'll make you get nice and cozy like a hen in America. You get nice and nestled in your lazy boy couch and you forget the oppressor's the devil.
Right.
You're not mad anymore. Football season come around, niggas ain't mad no more.
Right.
They mad no more. They mad. Like what is it going to take for us to have to be angry at our oppressor? You know what I'm saying? It's good to be angry sometimes, man. It's good. You know what I'm saying? Give me Trooper Quadar. Give me Ecclesiastes 7:7. It's good to renew your hatred every now and again, man.
Right.
The so-called oppressor does it daily. He does it daily. When he sees you, he denies you for that bank loan or for that VA loan for your house. Or he tells you, no, I'm sorry, no hats, no Timbs, no jerseys.
Right.
He hates you. When are you going to start hating him and all the things that he's done? Don't worry about it. The I.S.U.P.K still reminds you, man. I so love I.S.U.P.K and the Commander Jane Hunter, man. We put it in your damn face. You can't get around. You're gonna learn to hate this oppressor. We on the street corners. If we not on the street corners in these classrooms, you're gonna learn to hate your oppressor. We're gonna shove it in your damn face. We're not gonna let slavery go. I ain't letting it go. I ain't letting Emmett Till's death go. I ain't letting Michael Brown's death go. I ain't letting a brother. We gonna see tonight. I'm gonna show you a video tonight of a brother that was lynched. The damn grandmama's, the damn daughter's still alive, man. She's been through so much trauma. We treat these crimes of the oppressor like it's thousands of years ago. Man, people are still living today that their fathers and loved ones were lynched and burnt and cut to pieces. I'm upset about that still because we have not had justice. And it's good to be upset. It shows you who your real enemy is. Football season coming around, now you don't give a damn. You happy now. You understand? We happy now because we got a holiday coming up or you got some time off. Martin Luther King birthday came. Niggas was not mad yesterday. Martin Luther King birthday, nobody was mad except for the I.S.U.P.K. We calling them all kind of freaks and perverts. You should have seen the Christians. Oh, watch your mouth. You can't talk about Dr. King like that. That ain't his real goddamn name. Go ahead.
Salakia. You know, one of the brothers at the slave asked me, he was like, so what you do for the holiday, Dr. King holiday? I was like, I basically told him, I said, I don't participate,
Right.
Contrary to popular belief, not everybody is a proponent or advocate for what Martin Luther King stood for. He said, brother, what kind of books you reading?
You blew that,
was so surreal.
You blew that nigga mind.
That he's always in the church,
Right.
Like,
black dude.
Black
brother.
Man. I was really just, taken aback by his response.
Right.
If only you knew.
And you're so right, man. It shocks them when you say something against Dr. Martin Luther King. They like, you said what? Yeah. They treat like he's God. They treat Martin Luther King like he's God. They get it, and they do it in such a slimy, sneaky way that the average Negro coon don't know, but the oppressor knows exactly what he's doing. The statue of him kissing a butt, they call him Dr. Martin Luther Coon. You know what I'm saying? They give him the just everything around Martin Luther King shows you that the oppressor hates his guts and forces you to love him. He even put massive drugs in he give you Martin Luther King a boulevard, then just drop drugs on it. The CIA, the counterintelligence agency, hell no, CIA stand for Crack in America. They took the damn crack and just dumped it right on every Martin Luther King Boulevard. Now what? That's your Dr. King love for the oppressor right there. But black folks, you ain't angry no more. They gave you Dr. Martin Luther King Day. And that's such a cheap deal for slavery. That's such a cheap deal for the lynchings and the Great Migration and Rosewood and Tulsa and Seneca Village. It's such a cheap deal. You won't give me King Day? Man, damn that, man. Now you got Black History Month coming up, the shortest damn month of the year. Aren't you angry, man? I can't stand to see a jolly Negro showing all 32 teeth. What the hell are you happy about? What is there to be happy about living in America? Gas is $5 a gallon. What the hell? A pack of chicken costs $40. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell are you happy? You can't even say you're a real Jew. You get canceled. What are you happy about? It's ridiculous, man. Go ahead, Kodar.
Book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad.
Make a what man mad?
A wise man mad.
So when you see brothers I.S.U.P.K, we are a wise man. So what does that make you? Oppression makes a wise man mad. Surely it does. Surely it does. Because you actually care about your people and it bothers you. You're not smiling and showing teeth. The Super Bowl is on. Yeah, good. Football, yay. Okay, fine. There's no sin against watching football or the NBA championship or the Super Bowl. No sin in that. But you in there damn dressed up like a goddamn eagle. You done painted your face green and flapped your wings and sung the damn song and did all the stupid dances. And while we getting slaughtered, while brothers is overdosing on fentanyl on the street in front of a church steps. You're not angry enough for me, man. We have to start getting angry because it makes you a wise man. Surely your oppression make a wise man mad, man. Angry. Oppression does. It's supposed to make you mad. Why are we fine with being oppressed in this place? Who taught us to be subservient, just lay there and take it? Somebody had to teach us that because the Lord sure didn't. The Most High God did not teach us that. The Bible says the Lord, he's a man of war. Christ says, sure, if this is my kingdom, my people would fight. Who taught us to lay down and just be jolly and forget about our grandmother's struggles? Niggas always talk, man, don't say that about my mama. Man, a white man called your mama B-word back in the 60s. You ain't mad at him for that. They told her to get to the back of the bus, nigger. You ain't mad at that though, but you happy about the Super Bowl. Yeah, I know who's the real cool. And I told you this, I told you this, man. And there's so many people in this city here in Fayetteville, man. That's why I'm glad we got this school here. If you listening from Fayetteville, North Carolina, bring your big behind down here to 205 West Russell Street, man. That's right. Fayetteville, North Carolina, we got a school down here teaching the truth about the Bible. Where else you gonna get this knowledge on a damn Wednesday night? While everybody else is telling you to eat pork and be gay and love is love. Right. We're telling you to wake the hell up and be mad about oppression, man. It makes you wise. It'll save your life to be mad. Sometimes it's good. That's right. It'll save your life, man. You know what I mean? People so smart and all this nonsense. I was at a basketball game, and I remember walking into the gym, and please rise for the national. And you go to you in the city you in. You see people. You walk in the gym. What's up, y'all? What's up, everybody? You come sit down. And I'm looking around, scanning the gym. I'm seeing people that I know from high school, from jobs I've had for the military. I'm like, yeah. There go Craig and them over there. Oh, look at Keisha. Oh, what's up, Smitty? Oh, okay, I see you, Tone. Yeah, I saw your Facebook post about George Floyd and black people need to do this and do that. We'll see how woke you are in a second. What happened? Please rise for the playing of the colors of the national anthem. And guess who stood up? All them niggas stood up. And I'm sitting here looking like, I'll be damn. And I'm sitting there just stuck like Chuck, glued to the damn bleachers. I ain't moving a muscle. I'm just like, look at this. And I look, I said, looked around. Yeah, you fake woke. You're not mad enough for me. You know that flag represents, and you stood up. Why don't you stand up for the flag? It's a national anthem. And they erect, pause, up, chest out. Right. Nigga took his hat off. I said, man, boy, the number done on us, man. Boy. And I said, I don't want to hear no woke talk. And I sat there and I made sure I made eye contact with at least two of them niggas. I'll tell you who it was later. I said, yeah, you see, yeah, you looked over here. Don't play. We don't play games in here. We live this. Right. This is real. This ain't a joke. These classes, this Bible is real. You understand what I'm saying? We actually live this. Your Christian pastor's going to stand up for that national anthem. He's pledged his allegiance to America. Right. We pledge allegiance to the Most High Christ. Damn that a national anthem, man. He's standing up for that. That's a separation between the priest and prophets and your mortal common man. Right. They're just common. They just say they talk a good game, but when a rubber hits the road, they are cowards. You understand? Read it again, Okolar.
Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad.
Mm-hmm. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad. Oh, I love it because it's so true, man. Go ahead, Bankiel.
So, like, if I may, I just want to define oppression.
Please.
For a lot of our people don't acknowledge it for what it actually is. According to Google's online dictionary, oppression, prolonged cruel or unjust treatment or control. The state of being subject to unjust treatment or control.
Oh, man.
Mental pressure or distress.
Oh, mental pressure or distress. That's the police getting behind you. I know my tags is good. Why am I itching and getting a little hot when, like, oh, what the hell these devils want? Right. And then all of a sudden, you like, I know these lights going to come on. And it's 50-50. Sometimes the lights come on, sometimes they don't. He going about his business. Right. But why am I even worried? Oppression is why. That's right. Oppression is why. White people don't give a damn. They see the cop, they just keep driving. The cop got the car. He got out the car, meet the damn cop in the street. Like, what the hell? Like, just, we gotta attend to two and go slow. That's all this nonsense. Oppression, man. I'm pissed off about that. Why do I feel like that? Why do I feel like I gotta pat my pockets leaving the store in case someone thinks I'm stealing? Right. And I gotta whoop somebody's for touching me or telling me to turn around. That's oppression. It's like embedded in us. Go ahead.
It's crazy because I was looking at the video online where they showed the reactions, the difference in reaction with respect to the verdict that was read in the O.J. Simpson case.
Oh man,
And
I love
they
it.
showed, you know, in L.A. and just all over the world, they were showing crowds of people gathered together. And but when the verdict was read and O.J. Got acquitted, the black people were cheering. It was like a riotous, boisterous,
Yeah, he was
religious.
I remember
like
that.
They all had the Holy, like the so-called Holy Spirit, as the church would say,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But you should have seen the reaction on all of the oppressors' faces.
Oh, yeah.
And then I looked into the comments, and the comments were even more, you know, disgusting because, you know, contrary to popular belief, people believe OJ did it.
People believe OJ did it. Hey, Johnny Cochran, if the glove don't fit, you must acquit.
That's right. The oppressors could not believe it. They were absolutely disgusted, and they have no sense of compassion or empathy to even be able to recognize the grief of the oppression that we're under.
Right.
For us to even react that way when we know the nigga's guilty.
Yes, man.
Salakia.
Nah, give him a hand. He's so right, man. Damn right, man. I remember that like yesterday. I remember the OJ case. I remember when it was live on TV. It was an advance. I remember OJ was driving that truck. I said, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? I remember like yesterday. And I also remember that long trial, day by day on the news. Everybody was getting home off work, ready to see it. You had people was at work watching the trial live. I remember it. And it's like, man, my teachers was watching it. They ain't supposed to be teaching class. They in the teacher's lounge watching the trial. Hey, you know the OJ case on the day, you know. Johnny Cochran in there smoking them. But yeah, they was pissed off when he got. See, we don't even understand. We cheered so much about that because we're so oppressed. Just a little bit of victory. Even though all the evidence points towards OJ doing it. However, we never get found any justice. So we celebrate it. That's how destroyed we are in this place, man. If you could, give me Matthew 19 and 17, brother. You know what I mean? This is the biblical law class. Big shout out to Sister Kalaya in the building. Shout out, sis, brother. Oh, Officer Kodam in the building. Officer Awabad, what up, what up? And Trooper Daraj, my man, 100 grand. Big shout out to y'all in the chat. Y'all got any questions, man? Type it in. You should have some questions. You reading the Bible. You understand? Big shout out to everybody that's in the chat, man. My brothers and sisters, man. What you got to go ahead, brother?
Book of Matthew, chapter 19, verse 17. And he said unto him, why callest thou me good?
This is Christ talking, man. You know what I mean? Christ said, why callest thou me good? Read on.
There is none good but one. That is God.
That is the Most High. Read on.
But if thou wilt enter into life.
It said, but what?
But if thou wilt enter into life.
Now understand this, man. This is heavy. I had a breakthrough when I was a stinking Christian. When I was a jive turkey choir singing, hallelujah, baptize me, please, Christian. I had a breakthrough. Shalom, sir. I had a major breakthrough when I got this scripture read to me in a proper context by a priest and prophet of I.S.U.P.K. Read on, Qadar.
But if thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandments.
Do what?
Keep the commandments.
Understand what he's saying. If you're going to enter, now he's talking, Christ is talking to a Negro that's alive in front of him. He ain't talking to a zombie. I didn't read nowhere in the Bible where it was a zombie he was talking to. It wasn't no zombie apocalypse. The nigga ain't have a walking lobotomy. He's talking to a human being breathing alive in the flesh in front of him. Yeah, he wasn't no schizophrenic. He wasn't a hologram. He said, but thou, if you what?
But if thou wilt enter into life.
Why is he telling a breathing flesh and blood human being, if you, thou means you, nigga, Negro, if thou will enter into life, I'll be scratching my head like, what? Imagine somebody telling you that, hey man, if you're going to be alive, you got, like, what does that mean? What is Yahweh Shai saying right here? And when it was broken down to me, it made so much sense. It put my life into perspective. It gave me a left and a right limit. You understand? Read on. Thou enter life, do what?
Keep the commandments.
The suggestions.
Keep the commandments.
Keep the commandments. That is so simple. Yet so much of us have struggled, and it's so hard for us to do as a people. So hard for us to do as a people. Christ said, keep the commandments. So where the hell do you Christians get off teaching the God's people that they don't have to keep the commandments. Christ was talking to a breathing flesh and blood human being in front of him. Go ahead.
Salakia, and that's in the New Testament.
And that's in the New Testament for you, Pastor Joe Willie III. You understand? That's for you, Creflo Dollar. Christ said, if you want to enter into life, keep the commandments. So what does that mean? You see how rich T.D. Jakes is? We played the video a few weeks ago. You see how rich Creflo Dollar is, Jamal Bryant, Medea, Kevin Hart, all these rich bastards, especially the religious ones. He said, if you're going to enter into life, keep the commandments. None of them are keeping the commandments, so they're dead. Your pastor's a walking dead man. Walking dead man. Why do you think the Bible says, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death? You're walking past dead bones. These niggas ain't alive. I don't care how much money he has. He's not alive. He's dead. He's just buying his time until that evil messenger come take him off the face of this earth like Eddie Long. They ain't alive. I don't care how much money you have. Christ is telling you right here. Imagine some Negro dropping that on you back in the day. If you're going to enter into life, do what?
Keep the commandments.
Keep the commandments of the Most High. All of them. Not the ones you like. Not the ones that you don't agree with. All of them. Other than that, you're just walking dead, man. That's something for you to really understand and digest that. Yeah, Albert. He didn't say come to church anniversary to pay your building fund or to be at the choir rehearsal. That's not what I read either. It said keep the commandments. Christians do all that what Albert just said. Choir rehearsal, pay the tithes, and then the step team and whatever the hell. They do all this nonsense because they think that's going to substitute keeping the law. No, the Lord don't want that. Yeah, the worship service. He don't give a damn about your hallelujah night. He cares about your obedience, man. Right. Keeping God's laws. That's how you enter into life. If not, you're dead, man. You ain't been living. Imagine having a yacht worth $30 million, having a beach house. You T.D. Jakes, I mean, you got a private jet and all this nonsense. You're dead? How does that make sense? That means he's really not living. But these brothers and sisters, I.S.U.P.K, we living. Right. We understand what brother and sisterhood is. We know what it feels like to say, I forgive you, brother. No sweat, sister. Here, you can have this. It ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? Most High in Christ, that's life. Right. I got my back. They got my back. I got theirs. You don't got to worry about, is it pork in these food? I go to Kodar house, eat collard greens all day. I know it ain't no damn hog maws on collard greens. I ain't got to ask for no damn menu. I'll go off to Zion house. I'm like, hey, he offer me some barbecue. I eat it. I know it's not pulled pork. The kids run around. You should see how our kids run around at the Passover. I'll be trying to think about getting a garment, but I think twice. Hell nah. My son's shirt be hanging halfway up his damn shoulder when I see him. As soon as he in the Passover, he gone. Seeing all his friends he ain't seen for since the last Passover. They're getting all tall. And I ain't got to worry about him going missing, getting kidnapped, and getting molested. Why? Because we're law keepers. We keep the Most High's law, statutes, and commandments, and we are alive. We are aware. We feel for one another, man. We have fleshy hearts, not stony hearts like a dead man, like these sinners who are dead spiritually. Christ was talking to a breathing man and said, if you're going to enter into life, keep the commandments. Them niggas wasn't living. I don't care how much purple and gold and royalty they had on. They was dead spiritually, man. Right. Enter into life, you better keep these commandments. That's how you're really living. That's why you brothers say, hey, Shalom, brother, how you doing, man? I'm living large, man. Living. And I plan on living forever. Forever and ever. You understand? Any more on that? Drop that. If you could, brother, I got some videos in the email. One of the videos, we talking about renewing your hatred, all right? Now, some of y'all may have seen these videos, some of you may not have. But it's a good thing to never forget your ancestors and what they've been through. Why? Because in these days, everything around you is going to tell you to forget about slavery, forget about lynching. Negro, just get over it. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. How many times have you heard that? And if you actually care about your great-great-grandmother, your grandfather, your uncles, what they've been through, you like, damn, They're a person like me. I still remember getting harassed by police, and I'm 40. Imagine what they still feel. Right. How you not gonna feel some people like to say, oh, I'm an empath. No, you're not, because you don't give a damn about oppression and slavery. Right. Every time some white devil, every time some oppressor or some heathen or some Jake says, I'm an empath, and you're a Christian, no, you're not. You're an empath for the oppressor. You have empathy for the white man, not your brother who was lynched, not for Rosewood. You don't care about that. To you, that's just a movie. Right. That's just a figment of Hollywood. You don't actually believe that that happened. I'm going to show you a video that's so heavy. It's about 5. We're going to watch it. It is heavy, and if you have any compassion, you better be angry and become wise, because that was past oppression. That was murder. It's violence. And we're going to talk about how you should renew your hatred and why it's good to see these videos and understand the past. It's going to help you in this future to come now. You understand? Play that one video right there, brother. It's the John Hartfield story. Yeah, that one right there. You understand? If y'all got any questions while this video is playing, just type it in the chat. We'll pause it and we'll get to them. Just blow it up or just let it play. It's only 5 minutes. And this video is for fair use only, for educational purpose only. You understand? Fair use. Go ahead, brother. We good. We can rock and roll.
My mother, she was 7 years old when her father came home after midnight in terror and told my grandmother, gather the kids on the first train in the morning, but he had to leave now. So put yourself in a situation where you're 7, you pack up everything you can fit in the 2 or 3 little suitcases that we have, and you leave right away. And then come to the realization that the reason why was because if he did not, he was going to be hanging from a tree. This was 1915. So any look the wrong way or even the smallest of slights could inflame the white citizenry. The story not only involves my grandfather, but the gentleman who he left with, whose name was John Hartfield. They made it to East St. Louis, Illinois, but John Hartfield decided to return back to Ellisville, where he was accused of assaulting a white woman. And this group of white people decided they could be judge and jury. So he was shot, but he was kept alive in a doctor's office so that he could be publicly lynched the next day.
Pause that, please. Oh my God. Let me explain something to you Christians, man, and you brothers who don't give a damn. Ready for the Super Bowl and football time, Valentine's Day time, and you're not angry. My brother just read, surely oppression make a wise man mad. You're dumb. You're not wise. You don't even give a damn about this. You don't care that it ever happened in 1950 when they had streetcars and a damn Coast Guard was enacted. It ain't that long ago. That woman looks like my grandmother. It's insane. They said they shot the brother and they kept him alive just to lynch him. Who the hell does that, man? Only a beast and a monster does that. That's who is your president. Right. That's who is the ones you're voting for. That's your co-workers. That's your everyday run-of-the-mill Mr. Oppressor, aka white man. That's what's in his heart. That evil, man, to do that to somebody. Keep him alive so you can lynch him. This gets worse. Press play, brothers. Lock you.
His lynching was advertised in the Mississippi State Daily News. And the title of the front page newspaper article is John Hartfield to be lynched by Ellisville mob at 5 o'clock. Ellisville was a little sleepy town of 1,000, 1,100 people. But by that afternoon, there were 10,000 people who were there to witness the spectacle. The governor of the state proclaimed that he was powerless to do anything about it. While He was hanging from the noose around his neck. They dismembered parts of his body as souvenirs, and the crowd randomly shot around 2,000 bullets into his hanging body. One of the bullets finally clipped the rope. He fell to the ground, and they burned him on the spot where he fell. And no one was ever held accountable for John Hartfield's death.
Did you hear that?
And if the persons responsible were brought to justice, you would need a courtroom that could accommodate 10,000 people.
Press pause.
Because that's how.
Whew. Now, if you were to bring the people to justice, that had, first of all, they shot him. He went to the hospital. They took him out the hospital, lynched him, shot him so many times that one of the bullets hit the rope. He fell to the ground and they burned him. They shot him over 2,000 times. If you shot a weapon, you can't fire your gun that many times before the barrel melts. Dead serious. So imagine how many guns that were shooting at him. It wasn't one person that did that. They were all shooting at him. Then when he hit the ground, they burnt him. That's overkill. That's the oppressor. That's the oppressor. And now, to make matters worse, the people that stood by and watched that happen. In America, right, when it comes to law, since we are in a biblical law class, if you see a crime happening, you're supposed to do what? Report it or intervene in some shape, form, or fashion where you don't cause harm to yourself or others. And you are accomplice because you helped. Now, those 10,000 people damn near that came to this lynching and watched it and cheered and shot bullets and burnt them and watched it, where do you think they are right now? Now, this happened in 1915. This video is like 7 years old. The woman's still alive. She's probably 102. So they're the oldest black woman right now is 113 years old or something like that. They're still survivors of, there's still people alive right now since 1950s. But I'm trying to get to a point is those oppressors that was there that had something to do with this lynching and murder of that was an unjust killing. The murder of this man, where do you think they're at right now? And if they're dead, they have offspring that are still alive. They're kids. The little kids that were there that were 5 and 6 years old, that you'll see a picture, they're in their 90s, 80s. No, they're in their 80s right now. Right? 80s? Yeah, same age as sister, about 90-some years old. This is insanity, man. Like, make it make sense. Like, how does a person vote or go to church and hold hands with the oppressor and say we all bleed red and say things like, I'm an empath. I feel for people, but you don't feel for this. You don't even care that it happened. I got to get over slavery. Ben Carson, with his coon behind, had the nerve, the gall to say that about slavery. We know that lynchings happen in slavery. This is just one that was recorded. Imagine all the ones that wasn't recorded. Black people got to get over the past. How the hell can you get over something like that? You want me to remember 9/11 and all the fallen soldiers? No, I remember John Hartfield. I don't give a damn about the rest of 9/11. That was disgusting. Nobody in 9/11 died like that. He died a worse death than anybody in that tower. And they actually watched it, man. Oppressors watched it. It's insane, man. Like, if that is not enough to just make you upset, and you got to understand the beast that we're dealing with here in America, man. That's who's over us. A person that would do that to another human being. It's ridiculous. Go ahead, brother.
How many people participated in it? It could have very easily been my grandfather hanging on that same tree had he gone back to Mississippi. So my family was forced to flee Ellisville, Mississippi. They left everything they owned to start a whole new life again. They did that in East St. Louis, Illinois, and then race riots erupted, which were one of the most violent race riots up to that point. There were groups of white vigilantes roaming the communities where Black people live, setting houses on fire. close to 6,000 African-American families left as a result of the violence. Our family was one of them. And so their next stop was Ohio. And they were visited by a group of Klansmen. My mother remembers the incident vividly. They saw the Klansmen outside. They saw the cross burning on their lawn. They were all hiding underneath the bed, shaking like a leaf. And this is the third incident of racial terror in her life. And so
You see what that woman had to go through?
framed the Great Migration in very personal terms in our family.
But see, we learn what the Great Migration is in here, right? So you understand, because of the terror of the lynchings and the mobs and burning of the crosses and all the violence against the blacks in the South, they just went up north. They left. So I'm getting the hell out of the South. I can't stand Mississippi to this day. Nothing even attracts me about Mississippi, Alabama. Those deep South states, I can't stand them. Police state, even just driving through them just gives you the ills. Like, ugh, can't stand it, because you just feel the racial tension and just, you know what I'm saying? You just know it's there, and it's so bad because this woman had to live through that. Not only did she have to live through that terrible lynching, but she had to go to Ohio and still hide under the bed. A cross burning in her yard. Man, come on now. Who, just name me one race of people. You bet not say those small hats in the chat, or you watching. You bet not say that fake underground tunnel digging Brooklyn, New York rat small hat. You better not mention him. One nation of people who's been through hell like that. Go ahead, Bankiel.
Salakia, Officer Awabad comments, shaking my head, and Nikki Haley, U.S. Republican presidential candidate, said the United States has never been a racist country. And, you know, she's East Indian. Her father taught at a HBCU.
Nikki Haley,
so
yeah.
She should know the racist history of, you know, what transpired with the so-called African-American here in America.
Right,
So
right.
like
But she's bootliquored. She's a go along and get along. Right. Nikki Haley. Is she married to a white boy? Yeah, of course. Although all of them are. It's ridiculous. All about right, but it's crazy, man. The PTSD and trauma that poor woman had to suffer through. So you couldn't even, that's so bad, you couldn't even play that in a movie, bro. You would have to alter the story and censor it to make it more palatable to the audience. But those devils really did that to that man and tormented that poor girl and her family. And they were poor. What do you want to do? How much can you take from a person? That's hatred, man. That right there is the sinful hatred. They have a just vain hatred for us. It's ridiculous, but it's biblical, and I'm going to prove it. Go ahead. We last couple seconds. Good night.
It's one of the largest migrations of people in the world from the South to the North. They were fleeing, basically as refugees. So how do we get through this together? I don't have the answers to that. I just know we have to keep remembering, and we have to keep telling the story, because how do you get through that if you don't confront history?
You see the question he asked? How do you get through that, man? And, you know, if you could, brother, go ahead, sir. Pass him a mic.
That's the thing. Since our leaders, so-called leaders, don't understand how to get through it, they'll pretend that it didn't happen.
Yeah, that's it.
And who has to get raised up in that thing that you're 9 years old and you get confronted with somebody calling you the N-word at school, and then they try to tell you, well, it don't matter about those things, not willing to tell you that about the thing that they don't understand. When you come into the truth, you understand. You can raise your children and tell them why they called you the N-word.
Yeah, that's right.
You create the context based on what thus says the Lord.
Right.
When you live by his law, statutes, and commandments.
That's right.
If you live within that realm, nothing else outside of that really even matters.
Right.
You can clearly define who your enemy is, and you can raise your children that way. You understand?
That's right.
You can clearly define what a good woman is.
Right.
So you can teach your son how to find one. You can clearly define what a good man is. So you can teach your daughter how to have one.
Right.
But when you stuck with not understanding who the Most High is, you're stuck with, well, I'm not sure how do we get through this.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how we get over this. That's what you hear from Martin Luther King and all them civil rights leaders.
Yeah.
And Commander General Hunter, you won't hear him say that.
Never.
He'll tell you how to fix Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians households.
Damn right.
And tell you who the enemy is, man.
Damn
That's
right,
the difference.
That is so true. He right, man. You know, never see. That's what I'm saying. Like they taught their children that hatred. We teach our children righteousness, but also justice. And to shame these little bastards. I teach my child, man, like, you know, they're not better than you. I point out all the evil, nasty characteristics about Esau, how they smell, how nasty their food is, how ugly they are. That boosts my son and my daughter's confidence. That's good. That's good. Separate from them. What the hell would you go to the house and eat for? You see all them damn cats and dogs in their house? What the hell? Like, no, brother. They taught their children so much so they were laughing and loved to see the burning. It didn't bother them kids. I seen little babies with Ku Klux Klan outfits on. Even in Nazi Germany, little babies was doing a Hail Hitler and all that. Right. You teach them that. What are we teaching our children, to love them? Go ahead, sir, please. Yeah.
See, they cover those things up and they censor those things, right?
Right.
Here go the other part. How could you even stomach seeing like a carcass being done? Let's look at it like that, like a human body, somebody that walks, talks, live. You can actually see that happening to someone.
Right.
Like most people close their eyes when you hit a dog.
Good night.
You understand?
Oh,
that?
they'll swerve the dog.
Swerve the dog
and kill a damn human.
Yeah. You'll close your eyes if you hit a deer.
Yeah.
You'll tense up if you hit a road sign.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't have that same thing when you talk about how you slaughter our people day in and day out.
Right.
How you make these plans to how to go into our neighborhoods, what you teach our children. You don't have no what you call it? Remorse for any of that?
None.
You don't feel any of that, huh?
Not a damn drop, Officer Zion. And you right too, because that old small hat, fake imposter Jewish man, what he'll do, he'll go find the oldest oxygen tank wheelchair pushing Nazi soldier and bring him to justice. That happened around 10 years after this, 5 to 10 years after this. They bringing him to justice. He's 95 years old in a wheelchair. But we can't be angry about we don't have no courtroom to bring him to. But you mean to tell me I can't teach this? It's a shame for me to show this video and be upset about John Outfield. But the so-called fake Jew can bring a old Nazi Germany soldier to justice in a wheelchair on oxygen. Brother, I'm going to tell you right now, the oppressor has done a number on the mind of the Negro. We got to wake the hell up in this place, man. Yeah. Yeah. They don't even buy German vehicles. It's ridiculous. Like, we have to care about what happened to our people. And it's still happening today. This ain't never stopped. These lynchings ain't stopped. The numbers may have decreased on actual rope hangings, but trust, they still going on. And it's going to happen more. Now that those stinking, the South may rise again bastards and rear their ugly heads, oh, they're going to catch a little poor black boy slipping in a couple weeks with a white girlfriend because your stinking pastor said it was okay. Now you're going to get a black boy lynched because of it. And it's going to be your fault, you stinking Christians. This year, when a black boy gets lynched and found in some park hanging from the monkey bars or some tree close to some school or in the country woods, chased behind some white girl, it's your fault, pastor, because you told him love was love. That's it. You didn't teach him interracial dating and marriage was a sin. Right. So now, little Jerome chased behind Becky. And those neo-Nazis, just right here in Fort Bragg, the other day they had to take the sign down because it said the South will rise again. You don't think them bastards are riding around looking for Negroes to lynch? It's going to happen this year. And you pastors better blame yourself. Go ahead, brother.
What's so heavy is that
2024. Go ahead.
Right, and these colleges and universities, these places of thought, they deemed that race is a social construct.
Right.
Basically meaning that society establishes divisions or differentiation between the species. So what we see is that, they don't even acknowledge us as being human. This is how dehumanizing our experience has been in America.
Right.
They relegated us to slaves. They teach us, that's the first thing they teach us. They teach our children that we were slaves, not that we were enslaved.
Right.
They don't look at us as being equal to them or as human beings at all. They think that we're animals. So much so you can look at Charles Darwin, who was a naturalist, a biologist in this evolution of the species.
Right.
They think that we're primates.
Man, that's heavy. They do.
They don't look
monkeys,
at us like we are, American citizens at all.
Right.
So it's easy for Nikki Haley to say America's never been a racist country because they're not considering so-called Negroes as being American citizens. Salakia.
Good. Give him a hand. He's so right, man. And you prove you're right too. Michael Vick had to do time and damn near squander his football career because of some stinking pit bulls. I hate pit bulls. Yeah. Some damn pit bulls, man. Vicious. Now, animal cruelty is wrong. The Bible talks about having care for the beast. However, you mean to tell me this man had to get ridiculed and they took money out of his family's mouths and all this stuff they did to Michael Vick, right? To this day, they still haven't really forgave him. When he came back, they still booed him. After he served his jail time and donated money to Peter and went to the schools, please don't dogfight. Did all this cool, they paraded this Negro around, right? They care more about some damn pit bulls than they do these brothers. Michael Vick, he had to go to jail. But you're not going to try to find the families of these bastards? You know when his lynching took place, they pinpointed the city and town. Some of those devils are still there. They're alive. Go bring them to, I don't care if he's in a wheelchair or walker, bring him to justice. Throw him in jail. You was accomplice to a murder. You witnessed it. You know what I'm saying? Whatever happened to aiding and abetting? Because I'm sure you let the bastards sleep in your damn house when it was over with. They had a book, they had a damn picnic. It's in the newspaper. That's premeditated murder. They planned this thing. They put it in the damn newspaper. These are some evil bastards we dealing with, man. Evil. You understand? If you could, ask for a scripture. Give me to what he said, but the slavery, the thing. Give me Baruch 4:6. I'm gonna clear something up right now, man. I don't give a damn about you small hats or you Christians. Well, you Israelites always talking about the white man this, the white man that. Don't the Bible say y'all cursed? Y'all supposed to go into slavery. Yeah, I heard your stinking mouths. But there's something you don't know about us going into slavery under the oppressor. Right. It was supposed to be just that, not lynched and burnt, not used as alligator bait. Show me where the oppressor is supposed to do that to us in the Bible. Go ahead, Quadar, you got that.
The book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 6. You were sold to the nations, not for your destruction.
Of course we were sold to the nations. Some stinking musty Africans rounded us up, put us on them ships. The Arabs built the slave ships. The fake Jew small hat insured them. And Esau took us to the West Indies and here to America. The coast out, the Gulf Coast. We come all to North Carolina, Alabama, Mississippi, South Carolina, Georgia. Yeah, we were cursed and were prophesied to go into slavery. It was prophesied in Deuteronomy we were supposed to be sold to our enemies. But read on.
Not for your destruction.
Not to be lynched and burnt, though. Not for that. Not to be lynched and burnt and mass incarcerated. And did I mention they ate some of us? They ate some of Nat Turner after they killed him. Right. I didn't read that. Not for us to have crack cocaine dumped in our neighborhoods. Not for Tulsa, Oklahoma to happen. That wasn't part of the deal. The oppressor is such a nasty, evil monster. That's why he did that. Read on.
But because ye moved God to wrath, ye were delivered unto the enemies.
Because we pissed Lord off is why he delivered us to the enemies. But it wasn't for our destruction. Even the Lord was so mad at us. Yeah, I'm gonna turn you over to these for your servitude to serve out your slavery, not to be lynched and burned. Not for that, though. That's why they got to pay. They're going to pay for that. You understand? That's the clear. So any of you stinging Christians out there, or you blackity black weed smoking dreadlock dummies that say we deserved it. How you gonna get mad at the white man? And God put y'all in slavery. He didn't put us in slavery for no alligator bait. He didn't put us in slavery to be lynched and burned and ran up to damn Detroit from Mississippi. You understand? It's ridiculous in this place. That don't make no sense. That's why this Bible is proof. This Bible dispels all the lies. It is the truth in the darkness. These scriptures. You understand? I got one more video for you. If you could, Monkey, I'll cue that other one up. It's the other lynching one. It's let me see. If you go over there, let me see. I think it's the yeah, hit that real quick. Let me see which one. Yeah, I just want to see this picture real quick. Let me play a couple seconds. I'm not pay the whole thing. Oh, 3 minutes. Okay, let it ride. You. Go ahead, brother. Yeah, that's it. These videos for educational purposes only. You know what I'm saying? You gotta renew your hatred, man. The hell you not mad about slavery for? You listen to CNN, Candace Owens and what's the coon? Lamont Hill got you happy? So you don't forgot about this, right? Nah, not in I.S.U.P.K. We're gonna put this in your damn face every week.
The Jim Crow era was marked by a reign of domestic terror known as lynching, a grotesque form of mob rule without judge or jury. The first reported lynching is said to have occurred in Madison, Mississippi in 1835, and what followed were decades of hangings, used as a way to terrorize black people.
People who carried out these lynchings could have buried the bodies in the ground, but hanging was preferred because it lifted these bodies up to terrorize and taunt communities of color.
Some people even brought children.
Go back. I want to see that picture. I want them to see this picture. Yeah, that's right there. Right there, it's fine. That's good, Monkey. Yeah, that's good. That picture right there. Let that still picture set in right there. Look at all these people. Just look at it. It's a sea of white folks. Look how far, if you look to the north of that picture, look how far back those people are. It looked like a PWI homecoming, don't it? You know, A&T, Greensboro, how the yard be packed with Negroes. At HBCU, it looked like a white college homecoming or something. Look at all these people around for this lynching. As far back as the eye can see, just to see a Negro get killed. That's real hatred right there. Just to say I was there and I participated. Don't you ever fix your mouth against the priests and prophets. When you see us on them street corners in Charlotte in February, blazing on the oppressor, you better shut up about it. Right. You better not say a word about us calling the white man the devil the Bible speaks of. He deserves it, and he needs that shame on him. He walks around here with no shame. The so-called oppressor is able to say stuff like, get a job, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, because Negroes aren't mad about this. You have to shame this bastard whenever you get a chance to. He has to know that he's a devil. Start calling him a devil. What happened to a good old honky? What happened to saying just good old honky in your talk? When the last time you called a devil a honky? You know what I'm saying? Or a peckerwood. What happened to that? Because we don't care. We got LeBron James now. You got Martin Luther King Day. We gave you Negroes Juneteenth, and you spelled it like a slave. You couldn't even call it June 19th. You call it Juneteenth just to rub it in our face with some extra watermelon juice. It's ridiculous, man. As far back as the eye can see, you see those oppressors right there. Some of them bastards are still alive, man. And their grandkids are walking around here teaching your children that what? Critical race theory is no good. Right. These are that's sitting on the Senate. The grandchildren. Sitting on the parliaments. Yeah, we ain't forget. I ain't forget that. Look at that damn. That's ridiculous, man. You can't even count that with a toothpick how many hats that is. And that's just what the camera caught. Imagine the ones that's back this way. Because you see where the lynching block is in the middle. Imagine how far back it went that way. They all need to be held in justice for that, man. All of them need to be. You know, the cops that Darren Chauvin put his knee on George Floyd's neck. That Asian squid eating bastard that's set right there, he got charged too. They need to be charged for this. They witnessed the murder. They were accomplice and they celebrated it. You understand? Hit play, brother.
And taunt communities of color.
Some people even brought children and picnic baskets to these brutal murders. Others took photographs of the victims, using them to produce lynching postcards. With law enforcement so often negligent in the face of lynch mobs, it took a revolution in public opinion to bring an end to lynchings as a public spectacle. Few did more to end lynching than journalist Ida B. Wells. Wells's reporting documented hundreds of lynchings and countered the belief that the hangings were justifiable punishment for brutal acts of criminality. Building on Wells's research and writings, the NAACP made the fight to end lynching core to its mission.
They would hang a black flag saying a man was lynched today. It was very successful in mobilizing African Americans and their allies.
Though lynchings decreased in most parts of the country, they remained a vicious practice in the South.
Brother, did you see that picture? Look at them devil bastards. I know that picture smell like cat piss. Look at the sea of devils. Look at that hanging shadow black body right there. That's what that picture is. They play this on CNN and Negroes smoking weed don't even notice it. They just let it pass by. That is a damn silhouette of a lynching body over a sea of white men. But Michael Vick got to go to jail for some damn pit bulls. Look at that. You can't even count the number of white. Where do you get off saying that's your brother and we all bleed red? Not in 1948, we didn't. And not in 2024, we don't. You bastards are devils, man. How you can't tell me that seeing that doesn't make you upset because that's your uncle, that's your grandmother, that's your people, man. Look at the blow that up and take me off just for 2 seconds and put it back. Look at the sea of devils. Look at that hanging body as a damn shadow silhouette over those devils. You can't even count them. You got a better chance of guessing how many M&Ms in the damn jar than guessing how many devils watch this lynching. And we can't get justice still in 2024. Yeah, it's not a football game, Officer Zion. Yeah, yeah. I get your attention. They need to play for what's the next football game? The playoffs, the Super Bowl. Let this flash on the TV. Will that renew our hatred? If they show this picture, this image during halftime Super Bowl, would that make Negroes mad enough to sit down for the national anthem? No, it wouldn't. All you gotta do is give us bread and circuses. Hit play, y'all. You good, brother?
In most parts of the country, they remained a vicious practice in the South.
No. Now, you gotta tell your son, don't wear that hoodie. Don't wear them pants, with the rips in them. Cut your hair. Why don't you put a suit on? What the hell does a suit have to do with your character? Pull your pants up. These bastards was well dressed except for that country dirty foot hillbilly in the middle. They had suits on and pea coats. Look at that. I don't see no hoodies. Look, except for that dirty one right there, Injun Joe. Except for Injun Joe. Look at the white man right here. They got suits on. It's ridiculous, man. Hit play. Criminals in suits.
Notably, the brutal murder in 1955 of 14-year-old Emmett Till. Till was kidnapped and murdered by 2 neighborhood white men after he was accused of whistling at a white woman in their store. His mother's insistence on an open casket and press photos of his mutilated body catalyzed the civil rights movement. Till's accuser would recant her story more than 60 years later. The last documented lynching in the United States took place 26 years after Emmett Till was murdered. In 1981, Michael Donald was attacked at random by 2 members of the Ku Klux Klan. He was beaten, then strangled, and hanged. Donald's mother filed a case against the Klan and won. An all-white jury awarded her $7 million. The case also set a legal precedent that hate groups are responsible for the action of their members. It wouldn't be until 2018 that the United States Senate passed a bill that would classify the act of lynching as a hate crime.
After 100 years and more than 200 failed attempts in the United States Congress, the United States Senate finally spoke the truth about lynching.
The bill serves as a symbolic apology for Congress's failure to act as thousands of...
I can't take it. And you see how Kamala Harris is smiling as if that's an achievement and something to be proud about? 100 years and 200 attempts. Why the hell would it take that long? You shot the man, his body fell off the rope, then you burnt him. Why does that take 100 years for justice? That's how much we mean to them. Nothing. I don't care how fast you are, how far you can throw a football, how funny you are, how big your butt is. They hate your stinking guts. 100 years and 200 failed attempts. It's ridiculous, man. I mean, it's enough to just make you want to just run up the damn, what do they do? The insurrection. It's enough to make you want to just rise up. You know what I mean? Pause. Go ahead.
Salakia, who needs a bill to know that that's a hate crime?
Thank you, Kadar. Why do I need a whole political proceeding to know that shooting a man in the head, then lynching him and shooting him 2,000 times? And you know what gets me? Is the fact that, what's that devil that shot them black folks in Syracuse? Peyton Gendron, Buffalo. They're in court trying to see whether he deserves the death penalty. Yes, he deserves it. Did you see the video of him shoot somebody's mama in the head? Did we not see that? Oh, and then he's, oh, you're not black, you're good. And kept going. He scanned the damn supermarket with an AR-15 and was shooting black people. That's premeditated. Death penalty. There's no, what are we going to trial for? He in there crying and snotting, faking the funk. 100 years and 200 attempts. Peyton Gendron just did this last year and just targeted black people and wrote all kind of niggers and racial slurs on the weapon, was in full army combat gear and killed your grandmama. And you have the nerve to stand up for the national anthem because they're debating on, or they're trying to see if he deserves a death penalty or not. I don't care if he does get it. He deserves it. It shouldn't be no debate. It shouldn't be no jury. It should take the jury. It should be a record speed of how fast the jury should find him guilty of the death penalty. We all know he's guilty. They caught him red-handed. They didn't rough him up. They didn't throw him on the ground and slam him. He was standing up with hands behind his back and looking around. And, are you okay, white boy? Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah. But she's smiling because we've reached the milestone. That ain't no damn mouse. That's a slap in the face. Right. You need to be hunting down all those devils. What happened to AI technology? I got a job for you, AI. Since you're so damn smart, AI can read backwards. AI can write a whole paper for you. Use ChatGPT. You know AI has the best facial recognition technology. How about you use AI to find out who the hell these devils were? Use that AI technology, scan that picture through the AI machine's rectum or whatever the hell it is that you put the damn paper through, and scan the damn picture and show what? Who the hell were these devils that has something to do with these murders? Right. Because that facial recognition y'all have, you mean to tell me AI is so smart, right? Well, use AI to find out who those white men were in that picture I just showed. Because obviously the AI should be able to find out, oh, this is Hillbilly Joe from Mississippi. This is Jethro Smith. He done aged 40 years now. This is what he looks like today if you find him. It's AI should show a picture of Injun Joe with an oxygen mask on in a wheelchair. You want to use AI for something good, why don't you use AI to find these devils? But, of course, we're Negroes and Latinos and wetbacks, and we're nothing. You better renew your hatred today, man. If you could, Quadar, let me get one more. Give me Obadiah 1 and 10. You understand? It's ridiculous, man. We live in America's disgusting, man. Every day I'm upset and pissed off. You really always ask you, why you so damn mad? If you really ask you why you so mad all the time, then you ain't mad enough for me. I ain't got nothing to be happy about. When I see my brothers' faces, I light up like a Christmas tree because I love them. I see their faces at the Passover in camp and in class, and whenever I see my brothers, I'm happy. Outside of that, I don't give a damn. Don't ask me to laugh with you. For what? What's so funny? What's there to celebrate? We didn't get no justice in this place, but guess who's gonna want justice in a minute? You gonna want justice for your little black son when he gets lynched. When your son gets shot by the police, you're gonna want justice. Why don't you cry now and show that you actually care? Don't wait till it affects your household. Care now. Go ahead, Quadar.
The book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee.
What shall cover thee?
Shame shall cover thee.
For thy violence against thy brother Jacob. You know, Jacob and Esau are brothers. You understand? But there were two nations. Because of the violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee. You understand? He ought to be shamed for what he's done. And if he's not, we got to do it. You got to call him the devil the Bible speaks of. You have to. Read on.
And thou shalt be cut off forever.
Yeah, he's not going to have a place in the kingdom of heaven. He's going to serve his servitude out, and he's going to be cut the hell off. It'll be no more of that. It'll be no more Obies walking around. And that's going to be a beautiful day. No, there will be no raisins in the potato salad, no offbeat nothing, and nobody smelling like wet dog and cat piss in the kingdom of heaven. Those days are over. Our kids won't even know what the hell that was about. We're going to be allowed, if we live to see it, which I pray to the Lord we do, we're going to be joking and laughing about these little stinking devils and happy that they ain't here no more. Our kids going to be like, your grandkids will be like, who? The what? They ain't going to know what the hell you're talking about because he's going to be gone. He's going to be a damn mystery. That's right. You're going to never look upon thee. And like, is this the man? They're like, what the? And then that's another thing. All the Zion is so right. We don't even know that he's the devil except for here in UPK. You think it's some mystical dragon. I've never seen a horror movie do that to a Negro. You name me one horror movie that did that to a Negro. I seen Jason uppercut the head off a Negro on Friday the 13th. The boxing Negro on the roof. Jason said, boop, knocked his head off. That was a quick death. They burnt this Negro after shooting him 2,000 times. Yeah, and cut your body up and eat some of it. You show me a monster in Hollywood worse than the devil. I'll wait. Chucky wasn't even that bad. Hannibal Lecter was just eating it. You know, who was that bad? I don't even know. I'm trying to think like who was. Jeffrey Dahmer didn't even do that. At least he took you to dinner first before he at least he wined and dined you before he ate your damn foot. Yeah, he took pictures of you and wine and dined you. He invited you in his apartment. Yeah, he was a kind devil compared to these bastards, and he's still a devil. What creature? I watched The Predator. He ain't do Negroes like this. I'm trying to think of the most heinous, fictional character. Jason just grab you in a boat and bring you in the water and you don't see it no more. Whatever he did to you down there is what he did to you. It wasn't this though. You got to cover your children's eyes if this is a real movie. These bastards, some of these bastards are still alive. You got living, breathing devils that walk amongst us. There's no need to look for a pitchfork. They're right there. Read that scripture again.
The book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob.
For thy violence against thy brother Jacob. Go ahead.
Shame shall cover thee.
Oh, that shame shall cover thee. Oh, we're going to shame that bastard. It's got a covering. Why not? He deserves it. We want to shame Sexy Red. No, shame this devil, man. Shame this devil. We got time to point out our people. Oh, you need to do Sexy Red did this. Drake said that. What's the nigga name? Lil Nas X painted his nails. These devils lynched and burnt and ate your damn grandfather. Why don't you shame them? Worry about the wrong thing. Go ahead.
And thou shalt be cut off forever.
We ain't cut off forever. Cut off. I got so many rules and laws for Esau. in my head right now. If Lord see fit, I'll be able to enact them and enforce them. He ain't gonna be able to do a damn thing. You think a laughing barrel is something? You better even look at me. You gonna have to learn how to walk with his head down and just memorize where the hell the cotton field is. You understand? Like, yeah. While you're here, right? You ain't gonna be here long, but while you're here, that's justice. And don't get it twisted. He's got to pay the bill. Like Junior Hunter said, everybody likes to eat. He's in the French Riviera. He's eating good. But guess what happens when you eat good at dinner? That bill gonna come. Of course, he's eating lamb and he's got Epstein Island. You understand? He's got Boeing 747s. He got the Mar-a-Lago. He owns all the fatty parts of the earth. He's been eating deliciously, just like any good dinner. After you done ate and got your fill, you done had your drinks, you done had dessert, all the appetizers, it's time to pay. You still got to pay that bill. He is going to pay for what he's done. The Lord is going to make sure of it. Because guess who ain't going to make sure of it? America ain't going to make sure of it. Kamala Harris just showed you it took 100 years and 200 attempts. You think you waiting on America to give us justice? I think not. The Lord going to do something to him, boy. You ain't never going to see that again. You understand? Last one, we out of here. Give me the book of Revelation 18:5, brother. Revelation 18:5. You know, we are living in the last day. It's time for us to get serious about our people, man. Start preferring one another. You got love for everybody. You ain't got enough love for me. I hate people say, oh, I love everybody. That means you don't love me enough. How the hell you got love to spare? I don't have no more extra love to give no damn Punjabi Indian or some squid eating Asian. I love my Negroes, Latinos too much. I don't have no extra love to give. The hell is even that? Read on, brother.
The book of Revelations, chapter 18, verse 5. For her sins have reached unto heaven.
Oh, America's sins have reached unto the heavens. Piled up, nice and high. Go ahead.
And God hath remembered her iniquity.
Nah, he forgot.
God hath remembered her iniquity.
It's going to take him 100 years and 200 attempts.
God hath remembered her iniquity.
That's right. Read on.
Reward her even as she rewarded you.
That's right. And we're going to do that when Christ returns, man. When we get the order to do that, we're going to do it, and we're going to love doing it. That's fair, and that's justice. We're going to reward her even as she's rewarded you. That's fair. I mean, we all about justice and being fair in America, right? That's as fair as you get. Read on.
And double unto her, double according to her work.
Oh, but you think that's something? Lynching coming back when the oppressor is in chains. Lynching is coming back. But it's not going to be a black body swinging. It's going to be a white body hanging from that tree. Real nice and high, so all the rest of the devils can see what happens when you don't come to work on time. Hang them real nice and high to see what happens when you suck your teeth when your wife told you to fix her shoe closet. She sucked her teeth. Prepare the rope. Everybody gather around. We got another one. You understand? Double unto. That's fair. That's just. They did to us. Good night. Read on.
And double unto her double according to her works.
According, how much do you think they deserve according to their work? That work right there was bad. They deserve double. I can't even imagine what double looks like. You shot him first of all, you shot him. He's in a hospital. Then you revived the Negro, hung him on a tree, shot him 2,000 more times, and then he fell on the ground, then you burnt him. Salakia, I missed that part. You cut pieces of his body as he was hanging him as souvenirs after you shot him 2,000 times. Then when his body hit the ground, you burnt him. What's double times that? What's double? Oh my God.
Bringing up relatives.
Yeah, there you go. He get good. Yeah. You got it. The wheels turning. Double that. Oh, who's your best friend? He go like, don't call me up. Yeah, bring him up here too. Who's your wife? Bring her up here too. Where your kids? All of them. Come on. Double. It's fair. See, we don't understand what real justice is, man. We've been beat to a pulp and grinded to just Christian powder here in America. It's time to get your strength back, man. You understand? And with that, that's my time. I'm gonna pass the class over to Priest Officer 1000 Bonke for the announcements.
I.S.U.P.K. security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K. Started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They're here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, book of Malachi, chapter 3, verses 8 through 10, means 10th in the Hebrew. It's pronounced ma'ashera. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to treasury department or teacher. Priest funds, a free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. The upcoming Holy Convocation, we have the Feast of Purim, the 14th and 15th day of the 12th month, which is Thursday, February 22nd, and Friday, February 23rd of this year, according to the book of Esther, chapter 9, verses 20 through 31. We also have the Lord's 55th annual Passover coming up April 20th. It'll be held here in North Carolina. $200 per adult that's 18 and up. Pay your Passover fund. Get that money in. We also have the general coming down February 22nd.
That's right.
It'll be in the zone with respect to the Feast of Purim. That Thursday will be in South Carolina. Friday will be in Charlotte. Saturday we're having camp in Charlotte. If anyone wants to be a troop in the school, start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. And with that, I imagine, which means to stand. Men of Israel, we're going to render one courtesy salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Imagine Shabbat. Imagine Barak, Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shabrakatah. Yadamatah, hands down, sorry, turn to face the sisters. Sisters, Imagine. Men of Israel, we're going to render one courtesy salute to our sisters. Men of Israel, Imagine Shabbat. Imagine Barak, Yahweh Shema Allah by Hashem Yahweh Shah. Yadamatah, hands down, class dismissed.
Arneer, yep. Henry. What up, Arneer?